Lilitu. When you think of blood-sucking monsters, you probably picture a vampire. But creatures like the Strix, Lilitu, Impusa, and Lamashtu already shared those same terrifying traits long before modern vampires existed. They could almost be seen as vampire relatives, their ancestors, cousins, and maybe even their forgotten family members. So I did something I rarely see anyone do. I made a family tree for an actual mythical creature instead of just individual gods or mythologies. According to many historians and mythologists, one of the earliest roots of vampire-like beings can be traced all the way back to Mesopotamia around 2000 BCE. There are two major candidates for the vampire's earliest ancestor, the Lilitu and Lamashtu. Why two? Because modern vampires almost feel like a combination of both creatures. The Lilitu were night spirits from ancient Mesopotamian mythology, often associated with darkness, seduction, storms, and disease. They were believed to roam at night, slipping into homes while people slept, especially targeting men, pregnant women, and infants. Some stories describe them feeding on life force or draining vitality, which already sounds eerily close to later vampire legends. What makes the Lilitu important is how many classic vampire traits appear in them long before vampires even existed as a concept. They were nocturnal, supernatural, connected to death, and feared for attacking humans in secret. In some traditions, they could seduce victims before harming them, a trait later seen in many famous vampire stories. Over time, scholars believe these spirits may have influenced later myths, such as Lamia and eventually even medieval vampire folklore. They weren't vampires yet, but they already carried the shadow of what vampires would become. Lamashtu. Next comes Lamashtu, one of the most feared demons in Mesopotamian mythology. Unlike the Lilitu, Lamashtu was not simply a spirit wandering the night. She was a monstrous divine being. Ancient texts describe her with terrifying features: a hairy body, lion-like head, donkey teeth, bird talons, and the ability to spread disease and nightmares. But the reason she matters to vampire history is because of how she hunted. Lamashtu preyed on pregnant women and newborn children, drinking blood and stealing life from the vulnerable. She attacked people while they slept and was deeply connected to sickness, death, and the night. In many ways, she already embodied the predatory behavior later associated with vampires. What's fascinating is that vampire myths weren't originally about elegant nobles and castles. Early vampire-like beings were terrifying monsters